So now they're making it to you have to take a DNA test as soon as the baby is born with the dude that you claim to be the dad.
They want you to get that DNA test at birth. They don't even care if they've been married to you.
There's a new bill. It's called the Right to Know Act, and it can totally change what happens in the hospital when your baby is born.
And honestly, I am here for that. A lot of y'all women don't even know who y'all baby daddy is and don't say nothing till years later until the daddy find out.
And that he's dumb for being a father to a child that's not even his.
When they said put me to the destination of wickedness, I will point to you.
What do you mean we are doing too much because I want to know if that baby came out of my balls? Are you crazy?
Breaking news, guys, you will now be forced to take a DNA test after your baby is born now, because a lot of confusion has been going on during the years. So now they're making it to you have to take a DNA test as soon as the baby is born with the dude that you claim to be the dad.
It's about damn time.
The dad cannot sign that birth certificate until the DNA results come back that the child is his. I feel like this is a very good thing nowadays, because sometimes the mom might be confused, don't know who the baby daddy is, and point it to the person that she thinks the baby daddy is for some reason, and it's not fair to the dads that's not the baby daddy, that still be taking care of a baby that's not his. So lawfully, I feel like this is a very great decision. I don't feel like anybody should be mad about this decision. Your baby needs to get that mouth swabbed, and that man do too. He needs to make sure that baby is his before he be signing any type of papers. Don't be mad at me, be mad at the source. So yeah, that's how. And another thing is, if you have a man that you claim the dad is and it's not the dad, he can sue you now.
Government officials are trying to make a law that states all couples that have a baby must get a mandatory DNA test at the birthing of the baby. And a lot of women are saying that this is very unjust, that they don't believe in this, it's against women's rights, and you should just trust them. And I'm here to say, you bitches scare me, okay? And not on duty, bitch. What do you mean we are doing too much because I want to know if that baby came out of my balls? Are you crazy?
My point exactly.
You bitches have the audacity. And at this point, I'm officially convinced that you would gaslight Jesus himself if you had the opportunity. Because there's no reason why you feel like this is unjust. We had a baby. So there's no way this is where we draw the line at, okay? And it's for plenty of situations that we should have this instated, okay? Paul, who is white, had a baby with Becky, who is white. Why the f is the baby black? Okay, fellas, let me tell you this. Bring the situation up to your girl. And if she says she has a problem with this, she's very unjust, go get an STD screening ASAP no Rocky, okay? ASAP no, immediately.
It was over the top, but isn't that how guys feel when they found out a baby's not there? I think that may have happened to him. I don't know, because he was on level 10. But if I found out my kid wasn't mine, I'd be on level 30. See, this is why I saw a situation, what was it, last year? Where a lady did that to a guy, said that 3 kids weren't his, and he went from 0 to 100 real quick. And that's what that'll avoid, right? That'll avoid that. No more men going from 0 to 100 and catching a bunch of years. And you know what? You go to jail for something like that. It's not like you a pedo. A lot of people are going to be okay. Oh, you did what? Because she did what? Oh, I understand. They will understand because they know it's treacherous out here, and that's just not right. Men need to know too.
You to have the DNA test at birth, whether you're in a relationship or not. Let me cook for a second. Grown women, they want you to get that DNA test at birth. They don't even care if they've been married to you. The reason why they want you to have that DNA test, the reason why it's mandatory for them to give you that DNA test, because they don't ever want you to play about their baby. They don't ever want you to think for a second that this baby is not yours, that this baby is not your responsibility. She's not even going to give you room to second guess it. Married and all, she's going to say, let's go ahead and get that right. Let's go, because you need to know this is yours. This is your bloodline. So you have no excuse on how you're supposed to move. And there are going to be a lot of whorish, nasty, childish women Well, if I'm in a relationship, then why would I need it? That's disrespectful. No, it ain't, because proper conduct does not fear exposure. When you get pulled over, guess what you do? You gladly hand your license over because you didn't do anything wrong. Let's start making DNA tests mandatory as soon as that baby drop. Relationship, marriage, or no. Am I lying? Get your tickets to see me November 23rd. You don't know shit about men. Houston, Texas.
A new bill at the Ohio State House could soon offer DNA testing for newborns to check for diseases, but to confirm who their parents are. Now, this Right to Know Act would require hospitals to inform parents of DNA testing right after a birth. If passed, both mom and dad would be alerted of the testing opportunity. They're not required to take advantage of it. State Representative Josh Williams of Toledo introduced the legislation. It could help reduce the number of paternity court cases in the state.
There's a new bill, because you know they like to keep throwing bills at us, that's being proposed. It is called the Right to Know Act, and it can totally change what happens in the hospital when your baby is born. Let's talk about it. So here's what's going on. If parents go into the hospital and they have a baby and they are not married, the hospital is required, well, if this bill passes, the hospital would be required to offer a DNA test before the mother puts the father on the birth certificate. If both parents say yes, then the test is done immediately. If they say no, they still have to sign a waiver saying they were offered to take the test, but they decline. If one person says yes and the other person says no, then it is proposed that they go ahead and do the DNA test. Supporters of this bill say that this protects kids. It gives them the clear legal paternity from day one. There is no questioning whether or not someone is their father or not. And other supporters say it can eliminate kids learning further down the road that someone is not their father when they thought it was from the start. But there are a lot of people pushing back on it. They're saying that is not the time and the emotional space to demand some sort of test. So this bill has not passed. It's still being debated. But if it does, then this does affect any people walking into the hospital who aren't married. So what do you think? Should this pass or should this not? Curious to know your comments.
Definitely should, right? That's needed. A man needs to know, like, men haven't known for years. And even in France, right, they have it to where they don't want the man to know. They could care less. All they want to make sure is that there's men in the home taking care of children. And why is it that way? All right? Why has it been that way? Why is it that way in France? Why do they want the man in the home, or if not in the home, taking care? Because I'll tell you something, right? They may not care about the reason why it's a good thing, but the way it has been for the longest, it's been for a reason. You know, back in the day, men actually were responsible for the children. This day and age, they changed it around, made it to where it's ladies, and that has been a debacle, right? To where everything is in shambles, not on their part, on our part. There's so many guys, and this is happening in so many countries. It's worse in parts of Africa. It's worse in Jamaica. Jamaica is actually the worst country, but U.S. is close in third, right? Not too far behind. This is a problem. This is a major concern on men's minds, and this needs to be stopped. Paternity fraud needs to stop.
All right, y'all. So y'all know they saying they trying to get mandatory DNA tests at birth, right? Okay, now the big issue with this is, and ain't nobody really saying nothing about it, is men are afraid to speak up on that because women hold 100% power at that point, and they threaten that man because why are you asking me for a DNA test? That's the reason, y'all. Men are threatened anytime they speak on the DNA test at birth, because women hold the power to withhold your children because y'all don't have rights at the beginning. So men, you know what I'm saying, tuck their tail and they don't ask for DNA tests because I said it already.
Last month, 2 state representatives from Ohio introduced the Right to Know legislation, which would require hospitals and other providers to offer genetic testing to parents so they can minimize issues like paternity concerns. Now, it's important to note that this is only going to be required for children born to unwed parents. There's still a large proponent of people that if it's passed, it would not help. Many people find out that they're NPEs in adulthood, NPE meaning not parent expected. So they find out that they're either adopted or one or more of their parents isn't actually their biological parent. So if you're one of those people, or you suspect you're one of those people, and you want to have answers about your DNA, reach out to me. I work for the Forensic Files. It's a true crime and DNA podcast, and we help people look at their DNA results all the time. So feel free to send us an email or comment, and we'll get in touch with you.
Do one of the worst things in the world, and it's give a man a jacket. It's one of
Jamaica have the highest paternity fraud in the world. Meaning, Jamaica have the highest jacket rate. Jamaican women have the highest rate of giving a man a child that is not his in the whole world.
I remember a friend of mine calling me. She was crying, and she said, I said, what happened to you? She's like, coming from the embassy because my dad filed for me. And she said, out of the 4 kids, only one of us are for my dad. Her mother was still saying she never cheated. She said, I must a dopey breed her, except one. Man get trouble, you know, and I've had my share of, but I don't think a man can do anything to hurt a woman as much as that. The women are not going to agree with me, but it's something that I've thought about, and I hate it.
Yeah.
And I have a daughter, and I couldn't picture if I didn't know who her dad was, which to me, if you had more than one partner, I mean, not judge nobody, but I think society put this thing on women, scared. I mean, it can't be just wickedness to me, that they're so scared to say, I don't know who the father could be. But it's problem it causes problem for the child, for the man who has gotten a kid and spending money that's not his. And what about the real father? Some people care.
True.
Some men actually want to know.
34.8%. Nigeria follow them at 30%. It is a shame, yo. It is diabolical. This thing, this jacket, this giving a child to a man that is child, paternity fraud, them need to criminalize it. Them need to start sending woman a prison for giving them husband or them boyfriend a child that is not his. Uno a rascal wicked. No for uno know, but no for uno still don't really know. But it doesn't make any difference. You still go open your leg to a next man and give your husband or your boyfriend a child that is not his. Uno want to go to prison. No apology about it. A wicked. Because the amount of man they are jail right now, the amount of man where them check garnish right now, because they call them worthless father, no good father support. You think a 1 or 2 man they are prison for child support right now? Per man, and no woman, not one, not they are prison or jail for giving a man a jacket. And that is more terrible, because me know personally about 3 or 4 person when me know as brethren, when them get youth and I don't feed them youth. And when them go behind the baby mother back or them girlfriend back and do the DNA and find out say the pitney and feed them. And when them contact the girl and say, yo, see there, and on my youth a 15, 16, 20 year old and on my own. And them say, who give you permission? Who give you consent to go do a DNA on my baby? But I thought it was our baby. You're full of shit like crab. You see, enough of them woman yo, and them make wickedness can't done. Because if you even give a man a jacket, why not? And the man find out. Say for instance you didn't know. You cheat and your boyfriend or your husband find out say the youth are not for them. Why not just apologize and say, babe, you know, I'm sorry, you know, me step out and I cheat, break up or whatever. Make an excuse and apologize. I'm gonna say, who tell you if you got the blood test for me? Rascal, yo, Wickedness can't done. Them fi start criminalize this. Any woman will give man jacket figure prison. Pan child support where man now mind them youth, rightfully so. Whole woman accountable for that too.
Mandatory for you to get a DNA test before you take your baby home and before the dad sign that birth certificate. And honestly, I am here for that. I am here for it because a lot of y'all women don't even be knowing who y'all baby daddy is. Y'all be putting a baby on a man that wasn't even the daddy, and y'all be knowing they ain't the daddy, and don't say nothing till years later until the daddy find out. Y'all be having intercourse with different men, get pregnant, don't know who the baby daddy is, but you pick your favorite one and the one who actually gonna take care of the child to be the dad. And now you cannot leave the hospital and take that baby home or sign a birth certificate until that DNA test come back and it confirm that that's their dad. If it's not their dad, he cannot sign that birth certificate. If both parties say they don't want a DNA test, then they have to sign a contract saying, oh, I offered a DNA test, but they don't want to take it. If one person say they want it, they have to take the DNA test. If both parties say they want the DNA test, then yes, the DNA test is mandatory to be taken before you can even walk about the hospital and take that baby with you. Finally. So, yeah, y'all better start knowing who these baby daddies is. Y'all better stop messing around with all these different men and getting knocked up and don't know who your baby daddy is. You can't put no baby on no man now. Ain't no put no baby on that man and you know that ain't the daddy the whole time. Because the DNA test don't come back. He's not the father. And then y'all gonna have to figure whatever out in the damn hospital because he gonna leave you with that baby. And it's just gonna be is what it is. And you knew that when the baby daddy the whole time. I ain't gonna lie, I'm glad they passed and this 2026 need to hurt fuck up. Because yeah, it's mandatory now. For that man to sign that birth certificate and for y'all to be able to take that baby home.
The moment you find out the kids are not yours, you will have to stay anyway. Who else gonna raise some kids?
You can't make this shit up.
Even though you find, like, you're already so invested, you already love them, why not stay? That's the L you have to take as a real man. Yes, sometimes people get in car accidents. This time, you just have to take care of a kid that was not yours. Like, as a real man, yes, she cheated, but what are you gonna do now? You're supposed to uphold that family. Because now that little boy and little girl is gonna grow up fatherless because you decided to be selfish and take your money back. Like, sir, you already been there from the start. Like, go ahead and take. Us a real man, step up because their real dad didn't. You don't know who that is. And you were so lucky to be gifted a child by God. As a real man, you're supposed to take that L. Don't ever get a DNA test. A DNA test is so disrespectful to women. Like, And a real man is not me, nigga.
For a second, that was good. That was good. He had me convinced. I'm like, a real man, what? And I'm like, okay, I think you're from the hood. You got the do-rag on. I see the braids hanging out. You're trying to keep the braids intact. At the end, good recovery. A real man is not me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And actually, that's not the case. That's a real man, right? Not dealing with it. I said it the other day. What do lions do when it comes to a new pride? Everyone must go. All the male lineage must go. If it's a female lioness, a little princess, he'll let her stay. But the boys must go. Why? Don't want any animosity in the future. And that's not the case with humans. But still, it's a problem. Right? Men see that as something they can't control. Because a lot of times, your kids, they can't control. And especially if they're forced on you, you feel dirty after. I've saw situations where men found out that that wasn't his kids and he kicked them out the house and they were 20 years old. And I felt like, yeah, bro, they old, but pity. Right? At that point, men show no pity. They feel pity. So like, oh no, get out. He's twitching, he's irritated, he's not eating right, he's confused. Little Timmy has his last name. He's Timmy Sr. He has a little fake Timmy Jr. He wants to take the name back. No, your name ain't Timmy. Your name is Tom. Let's keep going.
Bringing a story to you about a man that was basically hoodwinked for 11 years. He was taking care of a beautiful young man for 11 years and then found out that the woman was bragging to her friends about who she was for him. Telling her friends that he's this, he's that, and that he's dumb for being a father to a child that's not even his.
It's an evil world we live in.
And then he went behind her back, mind you, and did a DNA test just to find out that the whole time she been clowning him. What do you think that this man should have done? Should he let the young man stay and kick her out? Or should he did what he did, which is allow them both to leave his house so he can have peace and heal within himself? You guys watch this video and let me know what you feel, how you feel about it. Let me know, guys, because to be honest with you, I'm hurt about the situation. Why would you allow this man to take care of your child and then clown him instead of keeping your mouth shut? You did something that was so unbelievable and unspeakable. You're wrong for what you did, and now you're facing the consequence. That is my opinion.
Man felt like he was sleeping with the enemy, and he did the right thing. Leave her and that kid, who's not your kid, to themselves, right? Let them fend for themselves. Let them get themselves out of trouble. For her to sit there and talk bad about him, it happens though. Oh boy, it happens. More than you know, right? So many modern women are like that. Who are they like that to? The ones who know them the best. What do I mean by that? A lot of women are 304s. Their friends know because they greet each other like, hey, ho. That's how they greet each other. Yeah, it ain't nothing, ho. I was doing, and you're like, or they don't greet each other like that. They just do certain activities together. And who are they? What are they going to do the most? If you are deemed a sucker in their eyes, because that's what happens when a guy is tricking on them, blowing cash, like he probably was doing, which is why she put the baby on him, probably knew who the baby's father really was. This is criminal what's happening. It needs to stop.
I will say it in my African accent, and I will translate it later. You know how they come in the hospital when you have a baby? They come and bring you the affidavit of birth for the baby, and you must fill it out and stuff like that for the child to be able to have a birth certificate. That's the same way they should bring the DNA test for the father to take it. Because as a woman, if you are sleeping with a man, keeping that man hostage, okay, pretending like that child is his, knowing the fact that that child isn't his, you are Satan's child. You and Satan are best friend. You and Satan are best friend. Y'all need to be buddy. It's because of you we are on this earth suffering. What do you mean that you can be in a relationship with a man? Keep that man in a relationship knowing the fact that that baby is not his. Then 10 years or 18 years later, he found out that that child isn't his. You are evil. You are wicked. You are the definition of... When they say, put me to the destination of wickedness, I will point to you. And I'm not referring to anybody right now. This is not something that's going on in my life. I'm just speaking on something that just came to my mind, okay? But I'm just saying, if you are a woman that doing stuff like that, you are evil. This is the reason why they put in kitty put in you. This is the reason when the men find out that you, and they find out later on, 10 years later on, the baby is not theirs, they go and start doing the unthinkable. And you shouldn't be, nobody should be mad about that. If that was you, what would you do? What kind of nonsense is this? So what kind of nonsense is this? How can you, as a woman, how can you do stuff like that? DNA test should be required at the hospital. They should do it immediately there at the hospital. No other way out. Why are we waiting for so many years later on, or months and stuff like that, to just find out later on when a relationship doesn't work, then you want to do a DNA test? Why? That man is, his time is taken away from him. He's spending money on that child that might not be his. Any woman that think about that, I mean, there's nothing on this earth, as a woman you can do to anybody else to hurt them, other than keeping that man around, knowing the fact that that child isn't his. You're evil, and if you're doing stuff like that, you need to stop that wickedness. Tomorrow, that your body will be put on the ground.
Not listening. I'm not listening.
And your family will be crying. Not knowing the kind of evil human being you are.
I couldn't agree more.
That's all I gotta say. Goodbye.
Them say Jamaican woman next to Nigerian woman give the most jacket. Boy, one thing about we just go always, anything we do, we're gonna be the best. Or one of the best. For true, because there's a lot of countries in this world. In fact, I want to see what metric scale them using though. But if we come right after Nigeria, guys, we're an island. An island. Nigeria, they can fit around 200 Jamaica in a Nigeria. It not stay good at all. We can't defend that one day. Not even a little bit. Not even a tops. Second, I'm gonna do better.
So he's coming.